to my first YouTube video. It's a little crazy. I've been wanting to start a YouTube channel for the longest time. I just haven't had the courage to start it, and so here we are. What better time to start a YouTube channel than being in quarantine? I don't know what made me decide to do it today, but here we are. I'm sure not a lot of people will watch this or subscribe yet because I'm still very small and I barely even have 100, I don't even have 100 followers on my beauty account. I think it would be really fun to share my life on social media. I will not be a beauty YouTube channel, and I am going to be gearing my beauty Instagram to being more broad as opposed to just being focused on makeup. I love makeup and that's what we'll be doing today, but I definitely want to do more videos towards fashion and vlogs of my life because my parents are really funny. I think you guys would enjoy videos with them. My niece, my little baby niece, I think it would be really cool to have her in my videos, my friends and stuff once I'm allowed to see my friends. I miss you if you're watching this. I miss all of you. Also, there will be more makeup videos for sure, but I don't want it to just be about makeup because I want all types of people to watch my YouTube channel, not just makeup people. I'm looking forward to starting this journey. Today's video will be a very highly requested tutorial on doing a light, soft, kind of glam makeup look for like first day of school or first date, or I don't know, if you just feel like doing it one day. Mainly what is on my beauty Instagram is very colorful, very dramatic, fake eyelashes, full glam type looks, and I really don't have any makeup looks like this on there. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I hope you stick around for the full thing. It is a little bit of a longer video, but I thought it would be really important to explain everything really clearly. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, so I hope you enjoy. If you want to see how to do this look, then just keep on watching. Let's get into it. First thing you should do is prime your skin however you feel comfortable. I personally have tried several primers. I just came to realize that I don't really enjoy primer unless it's like a pore filling one. I feel like the moisturizing ones are kind of a gimmick. Sorry, but I feel like that's a gimmick because I feel like moisturizer does the same thing as a moisturizing primer. So yeah, but if you love your moisturizing primer, by all means do it. For me personally, I like to stick to just moisturizing my skin. Whether you have dry skin or oily skin, no matter combination skin, I feel like you should always moisturize before your makeup. If you have oily skin, try to get a moisturizer that does not have oil in it. There are plenty out there that are for like acne prone skin that does not have oil, and I would suggest using that. And if you have dry skin, obviously use a more heavy duty. For me, I personally use the Simple moisturizing cream. I don't think it has oil in it, I'm not really sure, but it does a trick for me because I tend to be kind of oily, so it doesn't make my makeup like just come off. And I also use this spray right before my makeup. This is kind of like my primer, so this is what I do every time before my makeup. But I cannot do my makeup with my hair in my face. So I'm using these clips and I'm hoping that that will do the trick. I am fresh out of the shower right now, so my hair is just natural, kind of damp right now. And I already moisturized my skin with this and my other skincare regimen, which again, I can do another video on that if you would like, on my skincare. But today we're just gonna focus on makeup. I'm probably gonna look like a 5-year-old because it's gonna pin my hair back really weirdly, but it's better than nothing, so. That is so ugly. Wow, we're really thriving. Thriving. Oh my god, I'm shedding everywhere. That's cute.
One eternity later.
So now that you look like a 5-year-old, I know there are people from my school who are gonna watch this video and they're probably gonna screenshot and things like that, so Don't think I already know that everybody's gonna be watching this, So anyways, enough of me talking because I'm nervous talking at this point, and let's get into the actual makeup. So, like I said, I already moisturized, but I am going to be using this spray. It is the Vsco facial spray in the rose water. They have tons of different types. And a lot of people make fun of me on how I spray this because I don't actually like to spray my face. I will later when I have my makeup on. So I always spray it on my hand and then I rub it into my face. I know it's weird, but that's just what I do. So spray on my hands and then rub it on my face. Get the forehead and down the neck, always down your neck. So my skin is very, very dewy and sticky right now, which is what I love because I put on a lot of powder personally because that's just me. And if I don't moisturize, my skin gets all disgusting. So moisturize, please, please, please moisturize. Okay, I have my damp beauty blender. You can use a brush or whatever you like to use. And today I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty foundation. I haven't used this in a while, so I don't know how much I have left of it, but we're gonna be using that today. It's a matte concealer, a matte foundation, which is good for me because like I said, I have oily skin. I used 1.5 pumps on my back of my hand and put it around my face. I put it more on the outsides of my face because the concealer will go on the insides of my face. Besides the forehead, ignore that. I did put it on the center of my forehead, but whatever. I know this looks like a lot too, but I don't know. I feel like with the damp beauty blender, it kind of soaks up a lot of the product. In fact, sometimes I have to put more on, but you blend it out. Like I said, you can do this for school if you want to. Some people, this would definitely be like an everyday makeup routine for them. And I would say probably freshman year for me, this would have been like an everyday because I cared a lot freshman year about what I look like, and I really don't. I mean, I care. I just don't care at school. Like, if you see me outside of school, I will look 100% better than what I look like at school. Like, at school is probably the worst I look. Like, it's tragic some days. Like, I mean, I will say some days I try and I feel like I look cute, but like 80% of the time, I'm wearing leggings and a sweatshirt, like 100%. I feel like this actually is pretty good coverage. I would normally put some more around my mouth because I, as you could tell, have, actually right now my skin's pretty clear, but mostly when I get acne it's around my mouth because I touch my face all the time. So anyway, I get a lot of pimples around my face, I think, from just touching my face all the time. But like I said, I feel like this looks pretty good just because I'm gonna be doing concealer and a pretty high coverage concealer as well. So I don't wanna look too cakey, especially if you're gonna be wearing this to school or to on a date. Most guys do not like really cakey makeup. Some guys don't care, but I feel like the majority of guys just like natural. Not saying you should be doing your makeup for any boy, but I'm just saying. I feel like any guy would say like less is more for makeup, but anyway, for me personally, on a first date, I do kind of like to wear less makeup because then as you progress, they can see you looking better as time goes on as opposed to looking your best the first time and then only going downhill from there because that's kind of tragic. So I like to do a little bit less, but anyway, I'm going in with concealer now. With the Fenty Beauty concealer. It's kind of like a dewy concealer, so that's kind of why I stopped using it, just because personally me, like I said, I'm very oily. But if you have dry skin, this is like really good concealer. Before you start concealer, always have your powder out and ready, because at least that's just how I do it, because if I have one crease, I like freak out. I cannot have a crease, that's not okay. I have the Airspun powder, which I think I just did way freaking too much. And I did. Oh well. I just Put it everywhere. Anyway, I like to blend my concealer and then dip it in and then do the powder right away, because especially under the eyes, like if I have one crease under my eye, I freak. So anyway, we're going in. I don't like to put a lot of makeup on my nose because I have freckles on my nose that are not very visible, so I like to keep them as visible as possible underneath my makeup, because if I don't put too much makeup on my nose, you can still see them, but if I put more, like they become non-existent, and I like my freckles. So on a normal day, I would probably not put concealer on my eyelids because I don't put any eyeshadow on for school normally, but because we're going to be putting eyeshadow on today, I don't, again, just like my face, I don't use an eyeshadow primer. I only use concealer, which I feel like works just as well as a lot of other high-end primers. So if you want to save money, just use concealer because it works just the same. Yeah, since this is already kind of drying, I need to hurry up. I talk way too much, so let's blend it out. And yes, I look freaking crazy right now. I look like, I don't even know, like an alien. But gonna blend that out. So like I said, immediately after I'm done blending, if I like the way it looks, immediately I dip it in the powder and go on the eyelid and underneath the eye, like right away. Because my eyelids crease so fast and my under eyes crease so fast, I look like I'm putting cocaine on my face. I know. I personally put a ton on my nose. I have an oily nose. I look like Rudolph in like an hour after my makeup. I don't know why. That's just the way it is. That's the way it be. So I put powder pretty much all over my face to set everything. I kind of let it sit there just for a few seconds, just kind of like cook in there. I didn't get any on the tip of my nose. There we go. Done. Can you imagine if I ended it right there? Okay, this will soak in, especially because I'm going to be doing a ton of sprays. I spray throughout my makeup routine, so this isn't that much. And I'll just be dabbing this around my face. And then I'll take this big one and go around and really make sure it's all packed. So I take my spray and I spray it all over my face. A lot. And then I fan it out. Okay, it's mostly dry now, so once it's mostly dry, I take my beauty blender and I just like pat it in to get it soaked in so that we're not crusty. I feel like a lot of people just let it sit on top of their skin and it never really soaks into the makeup, which is why your makeup looks dusty and really like cakey. So like I said, just because my eyelids and my under eyes crease really bad, we're just taking your sponge again, dipping it in the powder, and going underneath and on top of the eyes one more time. Just do your T-zone basically. And then there should be a little bit extra powder in your cap of your powder if you shook it out. And I use this big brush and I just dip it in there and just get the outer skirts of my face because I don't need them that powdered because my face doesn't get oily. It's just my T-zone. But now you're done with the powder. Finished with that. Then it is time for bronzer. And today I'll be using Marc Jacobs Tantastic bronzer. This is personally like one of my favorite bronzers. It's a little bit orange, but if you mix it with contour, it makes it a little bit more neutral. I'm using Morphe M527, and I don't dip it in that much. I know that looks like a lot, but I tap most of it off. And that's all I do for bronzer. But then I use this brush, which is from the Vault collection, which is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH05 brush, and I go in a little bit, not a lot, because like I don't like really dark cheekbones. A little bit in her the Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette. I use the shade Subconscious and Shadow Play, just back and forth between those two, very lightly, because this is like very intense. Just the high part of my face, not here, the high part, and go down, so it gives that shaded look. Now that is what I do for bronzer and contour. Then I do like to open this up one more time and take that smaller powder brush, which I never said the name, it's the JH07, and dip in these light powder shades and just dust right underneath. Now onto blush. I'm going to be using my literal favorite blush ever, it's so good. The Jouer Flirt Blush Duo, so good. It looks really, really bright, but believe me, it doesn't go on that bright as long as you use a light hand. Everything with a light hand, because you can always put on more, but you can't always take it off. So yeah, I put a lot of blush on, but like I said, it fades. And I love this blush, so that's my purpose for that. Then, like I said, we're gonna be spraying a lot, so we're gonna spray one more time after you're done with your blush. And this will give a good, nice, like kind of dewy face to put on your highlighter, and it will make it pop more. So, but don't spray as much as you did before, just a lighter spray. And more on the outsides of your face as opposed to the middle. And fan it out. Okay, once that is done, again, take your beauty blender and lightly, do not sweep, dab, up and down. If you sweep, it will screw up your makeup, and that would be tragic. So just dab it in so it soaks in your makeup. So once you've sprayed and dabbed it in, then you take whatever highlighter you want to use. I would say if you want to make things more natural, don't put too much highlighter on. That's probably one of the most like telltale signs that you're wearing a lot of makeup, is if your cheekbone is like freaking like blinding somebody. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not natural. I'm not saying don't do it, because it looks really cute. I like it, but if you're looking for it to be more natural, like on a date or a first day of school, you don't need to have a blinding highlight, you know? Like, it's not that necessary. So I spray my brush, and I'm using the JH09 brush. Don't make it too wet, because then you'll streak up your makeup. I like to brush it off a little bit and then dip it into, I'm using the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighters in Mean Money and Hustla Baby. And sometimes I like to bounce, because then it gives, I don't know, I just like doing that so it doesn't streak my makeup as much. And I like to bring it kind of forward, because it gives more of like a cute apple of your cheek look, and it blends it in with the blush. So anyway, now that that's on, I like to go back with my blush brush one more time and just blend it in so that it's not like a streak on your cheek, because that also looks really unnatural. So pretty much the face is done at this point. That's what I do for face makeup. So that's the face, and now we're gonna be moving on to eyebrows, which on a normal day for school, on a date, like I said, I don't really like to go ham with the eyebrows. I definitely used to. We don't need to talk about that. It was tragic. I really wish I would have listened to people, but it's okay. I have it down now. So I just like to brush up the eyebrows, get all the powder and whatever stuff you have all over them from doing your face makeup, and brush them up. I already have kind of dark eyebrows. I like to just use brow gel on the normal day. This is tinted brow gel, and I use it so much it is completely rubbed out. But I think this is color number 2 from Benefit. It's the Gimme Brow. But anyway, instead of just flicking it in, I do like to kind of go back and forth to really get the color in the eyebrow. And then I go back and flick it up. So anyway, that's the brows, not much to it. Now, what this main part of the video is, the eyeshadow. We're gonna get to it. Palettes that I personally like to use, any palette that has natural colors in it, that's great. Ones that I like to use, this is the most common one I use pretty much every time I want to do something natural, is the Kylie Jenner pressed powder. I think it's the bronzed one. It's like her reclaimed one. This is not like the original. This is like the ones that she sells now. But it's just the bronzed palette from Kylie. Today I'm going to be using the Kylie one. So I would start out with a nice big fluffy brush. I use this brush all the time. It's amazing. It's from the Jaclyn Hill collection as well. It's JH30. If you're using this palette, you can follow me. If not, just use ones that are similar. This is a cool toned tan shade, taupey color, so it's called Topaz. I'm gonna be using that. Dip it in there a couple times. Always kick off the excess. And just, you really don't have to be precise with this. Just go in all over your lid. Go up and down, up on the brow bone too. It does not need to be super precise. It's just a nice light wash of color. It's just giving your eyelid some dimension. And as you see, as I go in several times, it gets to a nice light color. If you wanted to, you literally could stop there. I've done that before. You stop here, put on mascara, and you're good. But I am gonna do a little bit more just for the sake of doing this video. I think I'm only gonna use like 3 colors in this video. Once you're done with that, you could just use this fluffy brush for almost everything, but because I do have more brushes, I will be using a different brush. But if you don't have many brushes, just stick to a big fluffy brush and use different pressures depending on how dark or how light you want the colors to be. So the next brush I'll be using is the Jaclyn Hill, what a surprise, JH33. It's a smaller, more tapered brush. And I'm going to be going in with a mixture of Tiger Eye, which is like a warm tone brown, and a chocolate brown here that's called, I don't even know what that's called, but this one. And just go in the inner corner of your eye and blend it with the most pressure on the inner corner of your eye, and as you move up, less and less pressure, so that it gives more of a gradient look as opposed to just dark all the way up. So, and kind of don't be afraid to flick it out a little bit so it gives you your eye some dimension. Okay, so that's really all I'm gonna do for eyeshadow, for mattes, for the matte shades. But to add a little bit more of a something on there, I do like to do a little bit of a shimmer shade on my lid, not a lot. So you're gonna use a flat synthetic brush, and this is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH41, and you're gonna spray it. Couple sprays and flick off the excess water. You don't want it dripping wet, you just want it pretty damp. And I'm gonna be dipping into this quartz color. It's a very pretty gold. I love gold colors on my eye. So dipping that in pretty generously, and then going from my inner corner to only about halfway. Don't go all the way out, just inner corner to about halfway, and then blend it out softly around the edges, and you'll give kind of like a blown out look. As you do this, you'll feel your brush getting less and less damp, which is good because it will help with blending when it's not really that damp. Now that my brush is not really that damp, I am gonna lightly, very lightly, blend out the edges of that color into the shadow and up, like this. Tapping it into my inner corner, because the highlight on your inner corner will make your eyes pop no matter what color eyes you have. So that's pretty much it for the eyes. I think that is super cute for like a subtle eyeshadow look. I will be doing my mascara off camera, and then I'll come back and show you the finished makeup pretty much. Okay, so my mascara is done. I do not use fake eyelashes rarely ever, unless I'm doing a really intense glammed look like I do on my other Instagram page. I use fake eyelashes all the time on there because I'm doing like a really crazy look. But when I'm going to school or really anywhere, unless I'm performing, going to a dance, like I said, I don't use fake eyelashes. So yeah, I would suggest just using your natural lashes and putting on your mascara like you usually do. And so I'm gonna do my hair, and then I'll be right back with the finished look. Okay, and we're back. I did my hair, and yeah, this is how I do my hair almost every day, so that's not really that special, but this is how I would do my makeup and my hair for like the first day of school, or going out on a date, or I don't know, if I just felt like it one day. But super natural, super easy. It looks like a lot more than it actually is. So yeah, anybody can do this, and I think it looks really cute. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you will come back to watch another one of my videos. I have a lot in store. I have a lot of plans for this channel. I definitely want to do some vlogs. I want to do some fashion videos. I want to do some singing videos because I do sing, and I would like to show that on this platform. Stay tuned for all of that. I just wanted to do my first video sitting down, looking at the camera, talking, and kind of just introducing what I want to do. So yeah, I have my personal account that is private that I allow people to follow all the time. I just like to keep that private just because it's my personal Instagram, but I will leave that up there for you to follow, and my other beauty account that I will leave up there for you to follow as well, which is where my YouTube channel will be mainly linked and posted off of, because it's more of my like entertainment page. I'll also put all my social medias down below as well as putting them in the video. So make sure you go ahead and follow those. Please subscribe. I would be very grateful for that. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Like and subscribe, please. I am finished.